So 14 games in, we are top of the league. We have won 12 out of 14, just the one draw and one loss. We've got a top of the table clash away to Ostersunds. We're going to do an away day, and then we are also steadily approaching free transfer day, which we have left wage budget for. So hopefully after this, we'll be able to sign some players as well. So like I say, it is an away day, and we are at the home stadium of Ostersund. As you can see, we are at the Jamcraft Arena. We're going to take a look around. It is an away day. It doesn't look like there's anything too close into the ground. If we drop our little man though, we should be able to see something. So this is Ostersund. These were, I think, at one point in Europe, so I was expecting a little bit more. It's not a bad looking ground at all. It looks like it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of what I get a lot of vibes with the Swedish teams, at least the ones we've seen. But if we take a look around, I don't think we can necessarily go, too far around. But if we walk a little bit maybe around this way, we can get a look at the stadium. As you can see, it's the Jamcraft Arena. I mean, at least it's got a proper name. It looks like it may have some club shops or something like that, some facilities. There's something going on around the ground. If we take a little look a little bit further, I think these might just be turnstiles into the ground. If we go this way, we might be able to see some of the ground from this section. Yeah, so they've got some nice seat colouring as well, the red and black, which is their colours. It looks like there is some parking, to be fair. That might be some Ostersund players right there, at least one player anyway. But yeah, honestly, obviously it's quite a big club, having historically not a big club, but a big club, I guess, well known in England from its time as Graham Potter was the manager. I think there was some weird thing anyway with the money, where actually they were lauded because of money laundering or something like that, and that's why they progressed so good, not because Graham Potter's just like a GOAT coach or anything like that. I don't know. But anyway, they've got a little pitch to the side of it as well, which is very interesting. Hopefully we're not playing on that one. But we are at this big one, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I actually quite like it. I don't really like the Jamcraft Arena wording. It looks pretty ugly. Again, we can't really see too much of it. I guess if we go take a look at the photos, we might be able to see a little bit more of it. But it honestly looked quite nice. It's not a complete stadium, so that's a downgrade. It seems like there's a car on the pitch for that game. And then that's definitely not the same one. I mean, there's a very blurry picture of some ball being played there. There's always a car on the pitch. I don't know why. But honestly, it's not a bad ground, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice in the winter times. Yeah, it's not a bad ground. Is that Graham? I thought that might have been Graham Potter. That would have been cool. But yeah, not a bad ground. I'll give it a 6. I think it's just average. But back to Football Manager now, and we do have a few things to talk about. So we've had a bit more of an injury crisis. So Sid Chambo's injury, which he is steadily getting back from. We've had a few more knocks. Emerson's been out for a little while, just like a week or so. Pettersson picked up a knock as well, so he's not fit for today. El Juwani's also going to be out for a couple more days, so he can only make the bench. We only put them on there because he's homegrown, which means Sanet comes onto the bench, who has played one game now. I think the Danish midfielder. Would have expected him to play more, but we've just had other good strikers. One player who's actually turned up good is Rosberg. He's actually got 4 in 10 now as the Chambo replacement, so he's not done too bad. We do have one new player in the building. Logi Borolfsson is a 19-year-old Icelandic striker. He's not scored just yet, but he's only played the 3 games. He has got 1 goal in 1 game in the Premier Division in Iceland, so not too bad. He's 3 stars of current ability with 5-star potential. He's on a non-contract, only £60 an appearance, so quite a cheap option, and honestly probably becomes our best striker. Hopefully once he gets fit, once he learns the club, all that, the way we play, he should be good. Other than that, this is the team. Oh, and Luke Thompson also picked up an injury. He's been out for the last few games, which I probably should have wrapped up for you. So since you last left us, which I think was Eskilstuna. So we have gone on a big winning run. We beat Sundsvall 5-0. We beat Skellefteå 4-0. We beat Enkopens 2-1. We then beat top of the league Vasalund 3-2, which put us top of the league. And then we've had 2 very not convincing wins against Asiriska and Gefler. We won both of those. We actually relied on an 89th minute penalty from our centre-half to win that. So we do go into this top of the league. We have got a 5-point gap, a 7-point gap over Vassalen. So at this point, we have to be thinking of a promotion place, even if it's not winning the league. But I think we have to be thinking of winning the league now. And hopefully what we can also do is bring in some top quality players in the July. And what I'm trying to do is actually get players onto new deals. One player we has signed a new deal actually is Rico Robinson. He's had a small pay increase to £180 a week, but he signed a deal to the end of next year, which, considering he is probably our best player, him and Mo Fall, he's got 7 assists and 2 goals, a 7.32 average rating. He's cooking. Fall, by the way, has been unbelievable on that right-hand side. 14 goals. He basically scores or assists a goal a game. So he's been brilliant on that right-hand side. Worrell has done okay as well. He's going to go out onto the left. Let's just run through the team. So we've got Stalnacki in goal, the backup keeper. We've got Gunnarsson playing at right back. Think his loan's going to go in as soon as July starts anyway, because they're not happy with the amount of games he's played. So I think he's going to go. He is on a wage though, so I actually said, if you want to take him back, you can, because that's £220 we can free up for free transfers. We've got Thornberg, Orvason and Christensen, Arneson and Robinson in midfield, and then a front four of Fall, Worrell, Borolfsson and Rosberg. And like I say, we are closely getting some names back. We'll probably not have Thompson back for the next game either, but El Juwani, Emerson, maybe even Chambo, these lads might be back in time. I don't think we can put Chambo on the bench because we don't have the space. He's not really fit anyway. Yeah, he's going to be another week anyway. So yeah, we can't put Pettersson on there either. But we'll keep Sanders on just because he's more fit anyway. So, yeah, we're a little bit bare bones coming into what is quite a crucial game for us. So, hopefully we can get a result. A draw is probably not the end of the world, but we are on such a good winning run that I'd like us to keep it up. But these are a very, very good side. So, honestly, just a draw would probably be enough for me. I'd be happy enough with just getting a draw here, just to keep our lead at the top secure. Obviously, even a loss doesn't knock us off top spot because we're 5 points clear at the minute. But yeah, we've quite a few injuries. We don't really have much of a bench. We're playing the emergency backup goalkeeper. A draw would do me. Unfortunately, so far, it looks like we are getting battered. Ostersund's looking at their squad, should really run away with the league. The fact that they're not is not a good sign for them. But we are, I would say, probably in a slightly false position. We have been quite lucky to win a couple of the games we've won so far this season, especially the last few. We really probably should have drew them. So we're doing well, and we need to just try and keep it going, even if it means not necessarily being the best team every game, but just getting the results. That'll do me. One thing I am slightly worried of is that if we get promoted, what that's going to do to the club, because obviously we are really probably miles below the teams in the third division. However, we are 1-0 up. Rico Robinson finishes off. Alfredo Rosberg has definitely started to turn into a decent player. An assist for him. And Robinson gets us in the lead. It's all been Ostersund's, but we do take the lead here at the Jamcraft. The other bit of news I forgot to mention, the board were clearly so happy with the work we've done this season that they've offered us a new deal. So we've extended our contract till the end of next season. So we'll definitely be here for another year. And that's Rosberg through on goal. Can he finish? He doesn't. It's a save. I thought he might have been offside, but a corner's been given. So he must have been onside, and it's a shame he's not finished it. I am still wanting a goal out of Borolfsson. He's obviously one of those players. He's not homegrown. He's on a non-contract. If we have to bring in, if we can't fit him in the squad, we can always release him. It's not the end of the world. But at the minute, we don't really have any strikers. Ismail Kabia, former Arsenal man, swings one in, and it's in the back of the net. Nielsen King, that's a hell of a name. Elliot Nielsen King finishes it off. It's 1-1. But yeah, we've signed a new deal, so we're going to be here to the end of next year. But if we get promoted, I think we'd be in such a... I don't know whether it's one of those leagues where that would knock us up to a professional standard and we'd have to go professional, which would obviously change things quite a bit, because we are still reliant on not abusing non-contracts, but we're definitely using them to their full extent. That's a great ball to Fall. Christensen has done really well, by the way. He's been pretty good, that left back. I'd be quite happy to keep him beyond that, but I think Yeah, in the recent football managers, it's basically impossible to get someone on a loan after you've had them for 1 year. I feel like the whole they should be tested in a different environment thing is a little bit overdone. I think if you had a player on loan get promoted, I don't think it's crazy to get that player again on loan because you're then testing them in a different environment because it's in a different league. It's tougher opposition. So I do think it's a little bit odd. But 1-1 at half time. We'll tell the boys I'm not happy, but inside I'll be quite happy with that just to keep our position 5 points ahead of these. Obviously, Vassland could potentially get themselves a bit closer to us. But yeah, I think whether we finish first or second, I think that would be a very, very good season. And honestly, what we said at the start of the season, the ultimatum was if we didn't just stay well clear of relegation, then we'd leave. Well, we're definitely going to do that, and we've signed a new deal because of that. So we're here for at least another year on top of this. But I'm honestly thinking we stay here basically until we get an offer to go somewhere else. I'm in no rush to move clubs. I think one thing that I've probably done on my other Football Manager saves too much is move probably too quick too often. But we are 2-1 down. Nielsen King with a second. But it's actually been disallowed. He must have just been offside. He looked onside to me, but he must have just been offside. So 1-1 still. We are definitely struggling this game. And to be honest, with 70 minutes on the clock, we don't really have any other options. We're going to bring Robinson off just because he's really tired. And we're going to bring Hagop on as well for Fall, just again because he's very tired. Hagop really hasn't played too much, that winger. Not really seen anything from when he has come on. Same with Sanitz, to be honest. He's only played the one game. He's on £200 a week, so I am actively trying to move him out of the club, to be honest, or even if it's just a loan. But we're looking a little bit tired, a little bit leggy here, and it's no surprise. We've played a lot of games, and we are playing quite a high intensity system at the minute. That's a good save from Stalnacki. He's even caught it. To be fair, as far as emergency backup keepers go, he's done well, actually. We've not conceded too many since he's come in, and he's not really dropped any howlers. He nearly played the other team straight through on goal in the last game, but thankfully their striker missed, so his blushes were spared. But honestly, he's not been too bad, and there he is controlling it with his feet. What a boy. Or Christensen into Sanet, who I mean, if Sanet starts to play well, we would be very happily to keep him, but I've just not really seen anything from him. Christensen with a big lump forward. Worrell will get there, just about keeps it in, swings it back step to Hager, who heads it onto the crossbar, and then Gunnarsson plays it to Christensen, back to Aronson, off to Christensen, and the goalkeeper dived behind the ball. It was very odd. I like to think I don't like to think, but I have to think if Hagub hadn't been there, and that had have been Fall, that may have been 2-1, because he has scored a lot of goals like that, just crosses into the back stick, and with his height, he's a decent header of the ball. He has won a lot of them. But Haggard, again, poor pass, giving the ball away. We're just asking to concede. 80 minutes on the clock, and now Cabia racing forward. He's got to finish. He's hit the post, and Sanitz clears, but not far enough. But then Arneson's there to whack it clear, and we live to fight another day. 10 minutes on the clock. 10 minutes to go on the clock, and Ostersund's will be wondering how on earth they're not ahead. I've just realised Nielsen King is a defender. How has he had two goals in the back of the net? The highlight's still going. Floated in. Thornberg clears. We are right up against it here. Highlight's still going. It's got to end eventually. Another floater into the box. Another clearance from Christensen. And now Rosberg's on the ball. He's racing forward. Could this all lead to a counter-attacking goal? Worrell over the top to Arneson. He's got men either side of him. Goes for Worrell, who goes it on another one to Christensen, trying to get the ball in. It's a floater in to Barolfsson, who doesn't head it, takes it down with his head, floats it into Arneson, and his shot's blocked. I would have thought that was going in. Christensen picks up the ball, plays it to Haggard, who needs to not give it away this time, doesn't, finds Christensen. The highlight's still going, eventually ends, and it's end-to-end stuff. Anyone can win the game now. Gunnarsson with a throw-in, right into their territory. Haggart back to Gunnarsson, plays it to Haggart, who plays it to Arneson. Gunnarsson, a square ball in the box. Oh, it was a very square cross. Worrell gets there, but he can't direct it onto goal. And it's a huge chance missed. They've definitely been the better team. I mean, looking at it. Wait, no, Nielsen King's an attacking mid. Why did I think he was a centre-back? He was like centre-back at one point. No, that makes more sense why he's had two balls in the back of the net now. But honestly, a draw, considering the injury crisis, considering how little depth we have, I'm really not too upset with that. Happy enough with that. And it keeps us, like I say, 5 points clear of them anyway. We're at currently 8 points clear of Vassarland as well. So even if they win, it's still only the 5. We're still clear 5 points. So to cut away from home to to probably the best team in the league with a reduced squad and get a draw, I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, Fall is going to miss the next match, but not the end of the world. So we are here for our second and final game of the episode. We're playing Stocksund at home, and this is the team we're going with. We've got Stalnaki in goal, back four of El Juwani, back from his injury, Thornberg, Orvason and Christensen, Arneson and Robinson in midfield. Not Arneson, where's Pettersson? Pettersson, you get back in, he's our starter. Pettersson and Robinson in midfield, Worrell on the right, Emerson back from injury on the left, and then Chambo back from his injury, starting up front alongside Barolfsson, who is still trying to get match fit, still trying to get his first goal. He's going to play alongside Chambo today. Hopefully he can do it. Rosberg's on the bench, who will inevitably have to come on for Chambo at some point. But nice to get Emil Chambo back. He is our top scorer. He is also out of contract at the end of the year. Him and Sanitz are the only ones who are actually out of contract. I think Thornberg and Worrell have both signed extensions for actually less money than they were on previously, so they're happy to just sit around the club. They're homegrown, they don't cost much. I'm happy to just keep them. They're both in the starting 11 at the minute. Obviously, next season I'd like to probably move both of them out. I think we probably need a top quality centre-half or two. We've probably got a big window ahead of us. Speaking of transfers, we are officially now at the 1st of July, so after this game I will be spending a lot of time offering trials and contracts to a lot of players. Inevitably, most of those players will sign somewhere else. But if we can find a gem or two, hopefully from England or other teams in Europe, then so be it. We did look through the Scottish lads when their contracts expired, because their contracts expire the month before the English lads. We had 2 deals for players, and other Scottish clubs came in and basically swooped them under, which just shows they're not too eager to sign for us. As soon as someone else came in, they were happy to go sign for them. So unfortunately, we did miss out. There would have been decent signings, but nothing. They weren't world beaters. They were just like 3-star players, like good players for the level, but nothing crazy. But Stocksund are sitting, I think, lower in the league, so we should be winning this. But again, we are perhaps slightly down a man. Obviously, Fall has been our best player this year, or at least our top goal scorer. He's suspended, so hopefully the lads coming in can do a job. Obviously, Worrell has played on the right plenty of times. Nothing crazy for him. Really need to see more of Barolfsson. He's quite a big striker. I would have liked to have seen a bit more from him. That's a very good ball forward, and it's a decent save from Stalnaki. You know what? Maybe we should just keep Stalnaki in net full time, because he's been brilliant in this episode, to be fair to the lad. He's another one. He's tied down for, I think, beyond next season, because he's on like £15-20 a week. It's basically just we get to have a player for free. Like, that is nothing to our wage budget. It's nothing to anyone's wage budget, is it? So we can just keep him around as a backup. But yeah, not a very good half. Obviously, we've got a lot of players coming back from injury. I'm really not sure on this Barolfsson. I think if we do, I want to, I don't want to judge him too quickly, but he's not really done anything since he's come in. He won a penalty, but I've not even seen him have a highlight. It's not even like he's been missing or anything. I've not even seen him have a highlight. So we really need to see something from him this second half. Well, here he is, Barolfsson. He looks physically fine. He looks pretty tall, pretty big, and he's going to get an assist. It's a little bit of a lucky one, to be honest with you. I don't really think it counts as a proper assist, but apparently it owed everything to the assist. I'm not sure about that. He kind of just smashes it in the middle. Their defenders don't deal with it, and then Chambo pops up with a goal. Love to see it. He's another one. He's not got the best star rating, but he just seems to always score for us. He has had a few injuries, so that does worry me slightly with him. But, I think there's a player that we can just keep around. It's not a bad idea. I think we'll probably keep an eye on whether we get promoted. If we get promoted, he's the kind of player we'll probably just let go. Because he's probably good enough for this level. He's probably not good enough for the level above. 2-0, and it's an assist for Chambo. So, if he keeps doing well, maybe we do keep him around. He's not on a huge wage either. So there's always the case that we can, I don't know how good we're going to be able to, I don't know how big the step up is and how much we're going to be able to actually sign players next year. Whether they'll just be players. We'll probably just be signing players who are good for this level. I don't think we've struggled to sign players that are good enough for this level. Never mind the one above. I think there's some maybe something going on with like the fact that our coaching isn't that good, so their like respective ratings aren't always like very very accurate. Because Chambo is only meant to be good for the fourth division, yet he's scoring pretty much, pretty consistently. If we look at his record, he got 26 and 56 for us. That's all in this level, but he's only 2.5 stars. I think it's the fact that he's physically quite good. Like his technicals aren't great, but I think because he's physically so good, it just kind of overwrites it. We are going to take Chambo off, though. We're going to bring Rosberg on, who is, again, another youngster who's can just keep around. He's like £30 non-contract. You know, I think my only worry is that when we go to, if we do get promoted, if we do have to turn professional, which I'm honestly not that bothered whether we do or not. At least not until like we stay up. If we went up and stayed up, then I would be happy to go professional, because I think at that point we'd need it. But I don't want to go professional, then come back down and then have just a bunch of professional players that, you know, someone like him, I don't want to give him a pro deal. I just want him to have this non-contract where we can basically just have a free player. Like him and Stelnacki together, it's like £50 a week on non-contracts. Whereas if we go professional deals and we have to start offering hundreds of pounds to keep them, then I probably wouldn't keep them. So it just makes our squad worse. So I guess we'll just kind of cross those bridges when we come to it. But I've got a feeling we might cross that bridge, because it's another win. And honestly, we weren't really in any danger that game. Stockton down having the best season, but we're miles clear at the top. We are just winning game after game. So as much as I am going to go out and try and find players now that the July free transfer window is open, if we can't find players that are reasonable, you know, I'm not going to go out and spend unrealistic money. If we can't find reasonably priced players, I'm not that bothered. I think we've got a squad capable of doing well this year. I think the tactic change has made a big difference. I really do. But yeah, we'll have to probably just put you back there like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with him. I think Gunnarsson's contract's going to end. I think he's going to get recalled on the 8th. So that's like £220 we'll get back. Looks like Sanitz has got some interest. So if we can get him off, that's another £200. That's another £420 we can get back. We've already got just under 900. So we can get a decent amount of money. We're not actually spending that much on wages, because like I say, a lot of it is non-contracts or players on not huge money. El Juani on £100. I think Thompson's on 200, but obviously we're not spending that at the minute because he's not playing. 230, a little bit higher. But yeah, even someone like Christensen, I think it's just a free loan. No, it's 100. But we're not spending much. Orvison, I don't know how much his is. His was a free loan, so we definitely did well in the window. We took advantage of some free loans. Pettersson, another one. I think his is free. Yeah, it is. So yeah, we're doing all right. Arneson, I think, might be a free as well. So we definitely did well with the window, with financial stuff. Just overall, the finances of the club are okay. We're 73 in the negative. We were 100k in the negative. Yeah, around 100k. Then we went up as high as 18k in the negative. But as the season's gone on, we've gone down. But honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I think the finances will sort itself out. And if we get promoted, I think that'll be even better as well. I don't really know what the situation is in terms of money. If we go up, I mean, we are massively overachieving. We were only meant to finish 11th. I don't know what happens if we go up, whether we'll turn professional or whether we'll just stay semi-pro. I'm not really sure, but I guess we can take a look probably at the teams above us. Where are the rules? There we go. So if we go to the First Division Elite, if we look at someone like BK Olympic, so they're semi-professional. So it's definitely not Stockholm or semi-pro, Arborough or semi-pro. Yeah, there's quite, okay, like nearly all, like, yeah, most of the teams. It's interesting that it's nearly all the teams in the relegation zone. So it's yeah, I think if you got to the first div, like Premier, you'd have to go up. But it looks like there is quite a gap between the teams who finish semi-pro and teams who professional. Except Umia are semi-pro and they're up in third, so maybe not all. It's not all. Yeah, Norby is semi-pro, so there's actually quite. It's probably about even mix, maybe even more, slightly more. So I don't think we are going to be having to worry about that. So I think if we go up, we can just stay semi-pro. That'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to go find as many free transfers as I can. What we'll do is we'll come back. Not too late, because we're obviously doing quite well. But we probably want to do an away day, but I don't want to leave it I want to give us enough time to properly get transfers in. So I think we'll come back for this. So we'll come back for Sundsvall away, which I don't think we've done, and then we'll play Skellefteå as well. I'm just trying to pick dates rather than big games, and then that'll leave us probably nicely into the last couple games of the season. I might play it by ear. If I think it's a better idea to come back slightly earlier, I will do. If there's nothing really happening and we're just winning games, might even just come back for the end of the season. No, that's too far. We won't come back for the end of the season. It'll either be Sundsvall or slightly earlier. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, I'm going to go spend a lot of time looking at players. Hopefully by the time you come back, we'll have signed some of them. No guarantee though, but we've got money. We've prepared for it. We've done what we can do. So hopefully that'll all work out. But that's going to be next episode. If we do sign anyone, we'll go over it. All the transfers. It's nice. It's like having 2 transfer windows in this, because we get like our December one, we get our winter window and our summer window, which I guess you get all the time anyway. But it feels like 2 proper free transfer days at this level, which is great. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Euro Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.